AI and social media has stopped you from thinking, and I'm going to tell you exactly why that is and how to fix it. Look, it's no secret. AI and social media has completely stopped the mass majority of people from thinking for themselves. We're all guilty of going to TikTok for travel suggestions or ChatGPT for recipe ideas. But when was the last time you actually did the research? Today, I'm going to be doing a deep dive on how AI and social media has stopped us from thinking for ourselves and how we can fix it. You ever catch yourself scrolling through social media and all of a sudden you believe something that you didn't even think you cared about? Or maybe randomly wanting to go to that coffee shop that you've seen advertised on social media about a million times? Well, what if it's not so random? You watch one video and now you're convinced that cold showers and cold plunges will fix your life, or that you need to wake up at 4 a.m. to be successful. It's wild, but this is the truth. Most of us don't really think for ourselves, especially now with the introduction of AI on every single platform. We don't even have to research things. If you're interested about something, the answer is a click away. Now, I'm not an anti-AI guy. I see the value in where it can be used, but not for the simplest things. That's where we have a problem. We're constantly being shaped by algorithms, opinions, by what gets the most likes. But to what extent? Let's talk about what it really means to think for yourself and how social media and AI has quietly rewired our brains. We like to think of ourselves as independent thinkers, right? But the mind isn't this sealed off room. It's more like a sponge. From the second we wake up, we're taking in ideas, news headlines, opinions, tweets, memes, and without realizing it, we start repeating them. It's called social conditioning, the process of absorbing the ideas of our environment and confusing them for our own. There's a famous quote by a philosopher called Jiddu Kei who said, "It's no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society." What he meant is that when everyone around you thinks a certain way, it's easy to believe that that's normal. But sometimes normal isn't right. That's why thinking for yourself is almost a rebellious act in today's world. Now let's talk about the biggest influence on your thoughts: social media and AI. When you scroll, the algorithm and AI learns you. Not your true self, but the version of you that reacts, clicks, and watches the longest on that platform. It doesn't care what you believe, it just wants you to keep scrolling. If you stop on one political clip or a motivational video or something else, your feed starts to mirror that version right back to you. That, my friend, is the echo chamber effect. Suddenly, your world looks filtered. You have a little haze on your screen. It's filled with things that reinforce your existing beliefs. And the scary part, you confuse that with reality. Plato talked about this 2,000 years ago with the allegory of the cave. People lived chained in a cave, only seeing shadows on the wall. That's what they thought the whole world was. Social media is kind of our modern day cave. And with AI getting smarter and smarter, the shadows we see are highly curated to keep us locked into whatever platform we're on. So when I say think for yourself, it's not just a motivational quote. It's a daily discipline to pull yourself out of the cave and question what you're seeing. So why do we let it happen? The path of least resistance is one that almost all of us follow. And AI makes finding information easy, almost too easy. There's no more hunting around Google's endless search page anymore. You can go to ChatGPT or Google AI and get the answer right away. But here's the tricky part. It doesn't seem like an issue until it is. The general population has had a steady decline in the ability to problem solve. That in part has to do with the ease of access to every and anything we need to know. You see, problems are just a few keystrokes away from being solved. There's no more going to forums and scouring the internet. It's right there for you in a neat little package, explained perfectly well. And it's easy, so we let it happen. On top of that, our brains are wired to seek connection and approval. That's why social media is so appealing. Back in ancient times, we were meant to be part of a tribe. Now, the tribe looks like online communities. So, when we see a take online and it fits our tribe, we nod, share it, and feel good. That's dopamine. When we see something that challenges it, we begin to feel uncomfortable, and that's cognitive dissonance. And instead of exploring that discomfort, we usually scroll right past it or argue against it. Thinking for yourself requires sitting in discomfort. It's about saying, wait a minute, do I actually believe this, or have I just heard this enough times to think that it's true? Between social media curating our thoughts and feelings, and AI replacing hard work with a few clicks on a keyboard, you begin to see the downfall of critical thinking. So how do you actually start thinking for yourself? Well, here are a few things that genuinely help. Number one, think before social media or AI. Ask yourself first. Before going online to see what the hottest new thing is or asking AI for a relatively simple answer, think for yourself. Social media is a great place to connect with others, and AI is a fantastic tool to be used in conjunction with your own thought. Even though it may be easier to just ask your phone, ask yourself first. Remember, too much of a good thing ain't too good. Number two, expose yourself to opposing ideas. Read or watch people you don't necessarily agree with, not to argue, but to understand. The goal isn't to change your mind, but to stretch it. Number three, pause before reacting. When you see something online that fires you up, riles you up, pause. Ask, why do I feel like that? That pause creates space for actual thought. Number four, spend time alone with your own mind. Go for a walk, journal, sit in silence. You'd be surprised how much of your thinking is actually borrowed from somewhere else. And honestly, it can be a bit uncomfortable. Number five, think like a philosopher, not an algorithm. Algorithms want speed. Philosophers want value, depth. When you think deeply, slowly, and curiously, you stop being a product of the constant feed and start being a mind that leads itself. Thinking for yourself doesn't mean rejecting everything, getting rid of Instagram and Snapchat and AI. It means choosing to accept instead of being unconsciously programmed. The next time you're scrolling and something makes you feel certain, ask yourself, do I believe this because I've thought about it or because I've seen it enough times? And that question alone, right there, that's the start of real freedom. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. I post new videos every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on philosophy and growth. But until next time, keep growing.